Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're diving into something that's way bigger than just surviving college. We're talking about how to actually thrive, how to win. Because it's not just about getting through it, right? It's about having a real strategy for success. So, how do you play the game to win? Let's get into it.
So let's start with the big question. What does it actually mean to win at college? It's about so much more than just good grades. It's really about your strategy, your mindset, and honestly, it helps to think of the whole thing like a game. A really simple one you probably already know.
And the best way to wrap your head around this strategy is with a simple metaphor. The game Dots and Boxes. Yeah, you remember playing this, right? You draw lines, you're trying to be the one who closes off that fourth side of a square. It seems so simple, but the strategy behind it, it's surprisingly similar to navigating your entire education.
Okay, so in this game, the dots are totally fixed. They represent all your academic requirements. You know, the classes you have to take, the essays you got to write, the exams that are just built into the curriculum. You can't change where the dots are. They're just there.
The lines, though, that's where you have all the power. The lines are all about your effort. This is the energy you decide to put into your assignments, the study habits you build from the ground up, the choices you make every single day. This is the part of the game you completely control.
And when you start strategically drawing those lines with real focused effort, you start completing squares. And these squares, they're your opportunities. We're talking great grades, sure, but also strong relationships with professors, and maybe most importantly, the chance to discover what your unique purpose in life really is.
All right, Section 1, College, a new game. So first things first, you have to understand that the rules have totally changed. College is not just high school part 2. It's an entirely new game board.
I mean, just look at this shift. In high school, your time is pretty much managed for you. But in college, you are suddenly in the driver's seat. You're the one who has to reach out to professors, you have to manage your own time, and you've got to switch from just memorizing facts to actually thinking critically. The biggest change of all? You are in charge now.
So, moving on to Section 2, Mastering Your Moves. Okay, so if you're in charge, how do you actually play to win? Well, you've got to master the practical skills that let you draw your lines effectively and with real intention.
The first, and honestly, the most critical move you can make is to take ownership. This means really getting that no one is going to do this for you. You have to be the one asking the questions, you have to get the help you need, and you have to actively shape your college experience into what you really want it to be.
Now, ownership works a whole lot better when you have a system. So, first up, plan your week. Seriously, block out time for classes, for studying, and, this is just as important, for your free time. Second, set clear, achievable goals for yourself every single day. Third, practice deep learning. Don't just cram for a test. Quiz yourself, or even better, try to teach a concept to a friend. If you can explain it, you really know it. And finally, create a dedicated study space. It's like a signal to your brain that says, okay, it's focus time.
Speaking of daily habits, take a look at this number, $12,376. What in the world do you think that represents? That number? That's the potential cost of small daily purchases, like a coffee and some snacks, over 4 years. It just goes to show you the incredible power of consistency. Just like your finances, your academic habits compound over time. Every small effort, every single line you draw each day adds up to a massive result down the road. But look, mastering your external moves is only half the battle. You also have to develop your inner strength. That's the mindset you're going to need to handle the pressure and, let's be real, the unpredictability of the college game.
And this is where a key skill comes into play, resilience. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about your ability to bounce back from them and even grow stronger because of them. Remember, the goal isn't to just survive college, it's to thrive. And the best part is, resilience is a skill you can actually learn.
So what does being resilient actually look like? Well, resilient people don't just ignore their problems. They take action. They know when to ask for help, and they also know when they just need to rest and recharge. But crucially, they see a setback not as a failure, but as a chance to learn something and grow. You might have heard this called a growth mindset. A huge part of being resilient is emotional intelligence, or EQ, and you can think of it in 4 parts. It all starts with self-awareness, just knowing what you're feeling. Then comes self-management, being able to control your reactions. After that is social awareness, which is really just empathy, understanding what other people are feeling. And finally, relationship management, using all that awareness to build strong connections.
Let's move on to section 4, connecting the dots to purpose. Because when you combine those practical skills with that inner strength, something really amazing starts to happen. You start connecting the dots in a way that reveals the ultimate prize of this whole game, your purpose.
The motivational speaker Jordan Davis just nails this idea. He says that the greatest opportunity you have in school isn't just the degree, but it's the chance to find the unique purpose you were meant for.
And his own story is such a powerful example of this. He was a student with a 2.4 GPA, and a teacher told him that an essay he wrote was one of the best she'd ever read. That just sparked something in him. For the next 60 days, he committed himself 100% to his effort. He went from getting C's and D's to straight A's. And in the process of giving class presentations, he discovered he had this amazing talent for speaking.
He actually boils his whole strategy down to 3 simple C's. First, consistency. Give every single assignment, no matter how small, your full energy. Second, communication. Go talk to your professors. Ask them directly, what does it take to succeed in your class? And third, cognition, which is just awareness. Know what your strengths are, whether it's writing or problem solving, and lean into them.
Okay, section 5, thriving, not just surviving. Let's bring this all together. The goal isn't just to get by. The real goal here is to thrive.
You see, completing the squares, getting the grades, getting that diploma, that's just one part of the game. The real victory, the real win, is who you become in the process. A confident, resilient person who is ready to be a lifelong learner.
And this brings us right back to the most important takeaway of all. Don't get obsessed with the dots, the requirements you can't control. Just like Jordan Davis discovered, his purpose wasn't hiding in the requirements. It was in his effort. He focused on the lines.
And that right there is the key to winning the game. The board is in front of you, the dots are all there, so the only question left is, what line will you draw first?